Talk Radio.
From the Marshall Wireless Sprint Studios, he's a St. Louis radio legend. Controversial. Outspoken.
We're going to talk a number of topics with Bob Costas. Hello, Bob. How are you today?
Hey, Kevin. How you doing?
We're now joined by Missouri State Representative from Springfield, Sarah Lampy. Coach Ken Carter. How you doing today, Coach?
Sound like a cool dude, and I just would like to shake your hand.
Gosh, a minute ago, you're ready to kick my ass.
He's Kevin Slayton. Now, all rise for the King's Court on 590 The Man.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round.
Oh, yeah?
And they gazed in wide wonder.
Of course they did.
The joy they had found.
Who wouldn't be joyed?
The head nurse spoke up.
What'd she say?
Said, leave this one alone.
Why's that?
Tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
And a good Friday afternoon, St. Louis. Welcome in to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court on 590 The Man. I hope that you've been enjoying the best of the Kings Court as much as I have, as he's been out of town in Boston. He's going to enjoy Derek Jeter's final game at Fenway Park. How about Derek Jeter's final game at Yankee Stadium? Holy crap. That is the perfect send-off for the captain in New York. I was having a conversation with some of my friends. Is Derek Jeter the modern-day Stan Musial of the Yankee organization? We ultimately decided no, because the impact that Stan Musial had on the local community, we'll probably never see another athlete reach that plateau. But nonetheless, what a historic finish for Derek Jeter at Yankee Stadium. And we hope that Kevin has a fun and safe trip as he is about to enjoy Derek Jeter's final game at Fenway Park. Hopefully another exciting finish there. We're going to have a great show for you today. This is some of the best radio that you will ever hear. It is Defend Our Turf Day on 590 The Man. That's right. It's going to be Kevin Slayton ranting on the Rams. We've got all of the best from the Kings Court on the Rams this year, from draft day all the way up to week 3. And folks, this is just classic Kevin Slayton. Be sure to tune in today if you want to have a good laugh over the laughingstock that is the Rams franchise. Let's start you off with Kevin's take on the Friday after the draft.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round.
Yes, they did.
They gazed in wide wonder.
And what'd they say?
At the joy they had found.
Tell us.
The head nurse spoke up.
What'd she say?
Said, leave this one alone.
You're damn right.
She could tell right away.
What?
That I was bad to the bone.
We welcome you to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Kings Court on a Friday afternoon. We're all in a good mood here. Jeremy's here. Intern Brian is here. And we're all scuffling and laughing at what the Rams did last night. Yeah. It's hideous. Hideous, hideous. Jeremy, do we have the Tommy Lasorda cut from yesterday? We could never get that on the air. It should be in the system. See if you can spot that Tommy Lasorda cut, because Tommy Lasorda weighed in. The only reason I bring it up is because we struggled to get it on the air yesterday. I want to make sure everybody heard what Tommy Lasorda said about V. Stiviano. You got to love older guys. You know, my advice to women would be find an older guy, marry him, and have fun. It's life. He's going to bless you with wonderful things. But not V. Stiviano when you're 30-ish and Donald Sterling when you're 80-ish. But listen to the advice of elderly people. That's what I'm saying. Tommy Lasorda is an elderly guy. And Tommy Lasorda figures, you know what? I don't really care anymore. You want to hold up this political correctness to me? I'm going to tell you what I think. And sure enough, he knows Donald Sterling. And sure enough, he disagrees with what Donald Sterling said. But he's not a big fan of the V. I'm going to call her the V now. Actually, I should just call her the W because she is a whore.
The V sounds a little dirty.
The V does sound dirty.
They both sound dirty.
I probably should stop the V thing. Because, you know, the V would flatter her. She'll think that's really cool. She'll start calling herself the V. She'll put a big V on her mask, her welder's helmet that she wears. So we'll just call her the whore. We'll call her what she is. Here's Tommy Lasorda's take on the whore.
I've been a friend of that guy's for 30 years.
A lot of hot topic going around. What is your thought?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that he said those things. That doesn't surprise me. And he shouldn't have said it. And he just hurt himself by talking too much and doing things that he shouldn't be doing. And I tell you, I don't wish that girl any bad luck, but I hope she gets hit with a car.
Saying what he shouldn't say. Tommy Lasorda. Atta baby Tommy. He doesn't wish her any bad luck. Just hope she gets hit by a car. And the car may be driven by Tommy Lasorda. And he'll claim, well, I'm elderly. I didn't see her. She strolled out and, did you listen to this Kim Goldman, Ronald Goldman's sister this morning on the Today Show talking about how she came across O.J. Simpson in an empty strip mall. I don't know how a strip mall could ever be empty, by the way. But she claimed it was only him and her. He walked in front of her car. She pressed her foot to the accelerator, was going to run him down and kill him. And she said at the last second, she begged off, thinking, well, that's not me. She thought she could get away with it. I got news for you, honey. There's a security camera. There are people with cell phones. They're taking your picture. They're videotaping everything. You were not going to get away with it. But I don't blame you. If I thought he killed my brother, I would probably be the same way. But if you really thought it was just you and him, you're more naive than V. Stiviano. Tommy Lasorda is our new hero. Well, I'd just like to see her run over by a car. How did he say it again? I'm sorry, Jeremy. Let's get it accurate. Tommy, you're the man. People are saying that the Tommy Lasorda thing didn't come across on the app. What do you think, Jeremy?
That's what I just had somebody call in and say, that they couldn't quite hear what he said. I don't know if it's just quiet audio or something.
All right, let's turn it up and let's play it again.
It's up as loud as I can go. I don't know if it's just
all right, we're going to give it
quality.
one more try. This is Tommy Lasorda talking about his relationship with Donald Sterling and the whore of Vivian Stiviano.
I've been a friend of that guy's for 30 years.
A lot of hot topic going around. What is your thought?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that he said those things. That doesn't surprise me. And he shouldn't have said it. And he just hurt himself by talking too much and doing things that he shouldn't be doing. And I tell you, I don't wish that girl any bad luck, but I hope she gets hit with a car.
All right.
I hope that goes through, because that's hilarious.
I am still getting texts, people saying they cannot hear it on the radio.
All right, I'm going to have to keep working on that then.
They can't. And this happened yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. I don't understand that. But they can only not hear his audio. They hear her, but they don't hear his audio.
I'm going to do some work and get that put in so I know that it goes through.
All right, Jeremy's going to take care of this, and I trust Jeremy infinitely because this is important to me since it didn't come through yesterday and it didn't come through today. I'm going to be the laughing stock of this town, and that does not sit well with me. So we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done right. In the meantime, the Pabst Blue Ribbon Kings Court is sitting here with open phone lines on the Ackerman Toyota phone lines at 314-446-0590. We trust Jeremy's going to get it done right. And we're going to give you that audio. But I have never witnessed in all the years I watched football in this city with the St. Louis Cardinals and the St. Louis Rams, I have never witnessed a worse draft for the first two picks. You got 2 picks in the first round. 2 picks in the first round. You're desperate for playmakers. And you pick an offensive, we don't even know if he's a tackle. They say he's going to play guard and then move him out to tackle. You picked the guy number 2 overall that you don't even know where he fits in? You picked the guy number 2 overall that John Gruden said has the worst hands. He holds all the time. The consensus of scouts is he doesn't have quick feet, so he can't pass block. You picked this guy number 2 overall? You picked the project number 2 overall. This is worse than the Jason Smith pick. Everybody thought Jason Smith was a star. He wasn't, but everybody thought he was. In this case, no one thinks this guy's a star. No one except Jeff Fisher and his Bobo Les Snead. Les Snead, I know they're listening out there at Rants Park. Les Snead, you're a Bobo, all right? When Jeff Fisher says, go get me some donuts, that's what you do best. When he says, my coffee's cold, go get me some hot coffee, that's what you do best. Because you know nothing about football. You were hired, you're the boss of the coach, but you were hired by the coach. Go figure that out. So Les Snead, you're nothing more than a 2-bit Bobo. And you proved it last night. And the arrogance of Fisher, which is unmitigated. This guy's the most arrogant human being that's ever been involved in pro football. To walk into the media gathering after they pick these 2 losers and say, how'd we do? I wish I would have been there, but I was enjoying myself, actually. I wasn't out there with these imbecile, suck-up media people who go, oh, my Lord, Jeff Fisher, you have done so well, sir. You have drafted the perfect people, sir. You are Jeff Fisher, sir. We honor you, sir. That's the Randy Carrickers, the Rennie Knotts. Those are the people. Here's Rennie Knott last night on Channel 5. Well, they picked the right foundation because that's how you build. And then I hear Les Snead say, well, we build from the inside out. That's how you build a foundation. Why don't you just parrot what he says? You frickin' loser, Rennie Knott. Have you covered a story in your life that you just didn't read a PR release about? Ever. Have you ever said anything on Channel 5 or any other place you've been that you just didn't simply read a PR release? You are an incompetent boob. Rennie Knott is worthless. He said Ken Boyer is Ken Boyer. Do I need to say any more? He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. If the Rams gave him a press release and said, we are going to take over the world, he would say, the Rams are taking over the world tonight, and we're excited about it because they're building the foundation from within. This Robinson guy is nothing more than a project, and you took him number 2 overall. This defensive tackle that you think is so great. By the way, I jokingly said on the show yesterday, don't just take 1 tackle, take 2. They did. They tried to take 3. If you listen to the bull crap that Fisher puts out, they try to trade up from their second-round pick into the first round and take another offensive tackle. This place is 1935, as Bernie Miklasz said, pull out the leather helmets. Jeff Fisher is an unmitigated disaster. And Bobo Les Snead, I got some cool hair, and I got a little scruff on my face, but all I really do is get Jeff Fisher some donuts and some hot coffee. That's what I do. I'm Les Snead.
Don't forget the Mountain Dew.
And some Mountain Dew, because that's what we drank 2 years ago when everybody said, what a great pick you made. Michael Brockers, we were drinking a lot of Mountain Dew. So we drank some Mountain Dew 2 years ago. We got Michael Brockers. And only Slayton didn't like the deal. And you know what? Slayton was right.
Was it diet?
It was diet. No one diet Mountain Dew. They drink Mountain Dew. They're high on sugar. So Slayton, the only guy that didn't like our pick of Michael Brockers, that jackass Slayton. So 2 years later, we go ahead and we get another defensive tackle because Michael Brockers isn't worth a crap. And we now figured it out. So we decided that we got to get ourselves another defensive tackle. Les Snead says, Coach, do we need another defensive? Yes, we need another defensive tackle. Well, I'm from the South, so I think we need another defensive tackle. I'm Les Snead. I get donuts and I get coffee. And if you say we need another defensive tackle, by God, we need another defensive tackle. But didn't we just sign Langford too? and cost Stan Kroenke a lot of money? Well, yes, we did. I don't care. We got to get another defensive tackle. Well, do defensive tackles ever touch the ball? No, they don't. But you don't know anything about football, Slayton, because we're getting our third defensive tackle in 2 years. Only 2 defensive tackles play at one time, right? Yes, they do. But that's why we need 3. We has to have 3 defensive tackles, because if we don't have 3 defensive tackles in our lineup, down here in the South, we can't play football. So when we play football in Missouri against San Francisco and Seattle and Arizona, we need 3 defensive tackles, damn you. Well, but 3 defensive tackles will never win you a Super Bowl. You don't know what you're talking about, Slayton. I'm Les Snead. I get donuts and I get coffee. And doggone it, I know my football. Because I'm from the South, doggone it. We play football in the South, and that's where we win. But didn't Johnny Football destroy Alabama 2 years in a row, the best defense in the country in the South? I don't care about that. We don't want him. We want defensive tackles and an offensive tackle that can't block against the pass. We want an offensive tackle that holds every play, because maybe the referees won't see it, son. Don't you understand? If the referees don't see it, it's not holding. Well, Mr. Snead, that reminds me of the Buffalo Bills during the strike year when Marv Levy was coaching, and they had a replacement player who held every play in the first half. And on the way to the locker room, he went up to the guy and he said, son, we can't hold like that in the NFL. You got caught holding 5 times in the first half. And the kid said, Coach, that's nothing. I was holding 15 times. That's Robinson. The man holds every play. You saw it in the highlights that John Gruden ran. I think John Gruden knows a little more football than you do, Slayton. Yes, sir, but you're proving my case. He says your guy holds all the time, Mr. Snead. Please go get some more donuts. Now, that would have been in the conversation I would have had with Les Snead last night. He's a donut taker. He's a coffee getter, but he doesn't know the first thing about football. I'm not sure Les Snead knows that on 4th down you have to punt. I'm not sure Jeff Fisher knows that. I'm not sure Jeff Fisher understands that if you throw the ball, it's legal. It's okay. The rest of the league does it. All 31 teams put the ball in the air, but not the Rams. By golly, we're going to line up, and we're going to knock the snot out of that team. We're going to line up all the big men, and we're going to knock the snot out of them. And them teams that want to pass the ball, well, they're just candy asses. That's how candy asses play football. They throw the ball. We don't throw the ball here. I'm Jeff Fisher. Don't you understand? If I could have traded for Eddie George, I'd have traded for Eddie George last night. But nobody wanted him to give me Eddie George because Eddie George is retired. That's how dumb the rest of this league is. Eddie George is retired. I couldn't get him. I just couldn't get him. I'd have gotten him if I could have, though. I'd have given up both those choices for Eddie George. He took me to the Super Bowl. We went to the Super Bowl with Eddie George. We gave that man the ball every play. Dagnabbit. And we're going to give Zach Stacy the ball every play. We don't need Mike Evans. Hell, we don't need Sammy Watkins. What do we need those boys for? We're going to line up and knock the snot out of that team from San Francisco. We're going to line up and knock the snot out of that team from Seattle. We're going to line up and knock the snot out of that team from Arizona. We got 6 games against them boys, and we're going to beat them up. Because I got a bunch of thugs on that offensive and defensive line now. Even though the one guy we picked over number 2 overall, he can't block. He can't pass block. He got bad feet. He holds everybody. But we're going to teach him. Just like I told you, I'm Jeff Fisher. I'm now talking like Les Snead. I told you last year, after the preseason, when we had 16 penalties, I said, them boys aren't going to be here anymore. Them ones that committed them fouls. And then, of course, through the season, we still committed them fouls. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm Jeff Fisher. I get $7 million a year, And I've had 6 winning seasons in 18 years in the NFL. I'm Jeff Fisher. Any of you want to doubt me? $7 million a year I get. And I had 6 winning seasons in 18 years. I'm from Tennessee, boys. You don't know what the hell you're talking about up north here. I got myself Robinson. He holds everybody. I got myself Donald. Nobody knows who the hell he is. There are people who bet against Pittsburgh all year last year, didn't even know who the hell he was. But that's how smart I am. I outfox them all. I got the guy nobody thought could make a play and watch him make a play. I did it 2 years ago with Michael Brockers. Nobody thought he was worth a crap either. He turned out not to be worth a crap. So I went and got myself this Donald kid. He's only 6 foot tall, but who gives a damn? Watch him. All right, I'm done doing impressions.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Is everybody happy I'm done with that? I kind of like being a Southern boy.
No.
Here's the deal. All right, I'm going to give the Blues and the Rams the best advice I could give anyone. Okay, I couldn't give my son better advice than this. The Rams need, if they think they need some glue in the middle of their defensive line, and the Blues need a goaltender that can stop something, anything, both of you need to go get a sumo wrestler. Go get some guy from Hai Hong Hang Ha and put him in there, and he'll stop the middle of the line, and he'll stop pucks. Just put him in his little thong and let him go ahead and play. Instead, you got to tell me that this Donald kid from Pittsburgh is the guy you needed 2 years after you told us Michael Brockers was the guy you needed. Hi, I'm from Alabama. That Johnny Manziel, he ain't worth a crap. That Mike Evans guy, 6'5" receiver. You let Lovie Smith have his ass. He isn't any good. Lovie Smith doesn't know squat. Lovie Smith. We're going to play them the second game of the year. I'm Jeff Fisher. Anybody know that? I'm Jeff Fisher. I make $7 million a year, and I'm from Tennessee. And by golly, I've signed already 3 players from Tennessee. None of them are worth a damn, but I've for sure spent some money on them. Hell, I spent $50 million on Cortland Finnegan. I spent another $37 million on Jared Cook. He isn't worth a damn. And then I spent some more on Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt's going to light this league up. You all watch and see Mike Evans, Sammy Watkins. Hell, I got Kenny Britt. Are you kidding me? He's Jerry Rice. I'll show all of you. I'm Jeff Fisher. I make $7 million a year, and I hired my own Bobo, Les Snead. Excuse me for a moment. Les, get me some donuts. And get me a hot coffee, please. This one's getting cold. And while you're at it, get me a Mountain Dew, because that's how we drink in this Rams war room, because we're warriors, and this is how we do things here. I'm going to drink some more Mountain Dew, some coffee, eat some donuts, and Les Snead's going to bring them all to me. And then I'm going to tell Les Snead, in case he needs a reminder, you're my Bobo. You're a nobody. You're a nothing. You got nice hair, Les. You got a little beard growing there. But you don't make the picks. I do. And I'm the one that took Robinson, and I'm the one that took Donald. Yes, sir, I let those great receivers go. What the hell does Sam Bradford need a receiver for? We're going to run the ball like it's 1935. We're going to show them all. We're going to put those leather helmets on, and we're going to show them all that football in St. Louis is 1935.
Wait, who are you and how much do you make?
I don't know who I am, but I'm Jeff Fisher, and I make $7 million a year. How much do you make? So I must be smarter than you. I've had 6 winning seasons in the NFL. What the hell's wrong with you? 6. Count them, 6. Coach Fisher, how many years have you been coaching? 18 years, man. But I've won 6 times. And I know what the hell I'm doing. That's why I say Robinson. And so people are saying, Jackie Robinson? No, the Robinson kid from Auburn. That's who I took. Can't block a damn soul in the past game. He holds everybody. But damn it, he'll be good. Well, what about Donald? You watch that boy. He's going to come through the line. He's going to cause havoc. He's going to disrupt the offense. He's going to tackle people in the backfield. But he never did at Pitt. Well, he did against Miami of Ohio, damn you. Didn't you see that game? Didn't you see the UConn game? When he busted through that line and stopped that UConn running back? Well, did he ever play against Alabama? No, he didn't have to. He played Miami of Ohio, and he played UConn. What kind of a question is that anyhow? I'm Jeff Fisher. I make $7 million a year. I know what the hell I'm doing. Excuse me for one moment. Les, will you get those damn donuts in here? And bring that coffee. My coffee has gone ice cold, Les. Please bring that coffee in here. I might do the whole show like this.
I knew you weren't done when you said you were done earlier.
I'm kind of getting carried away. What the hell's wrong with me?
It's great.
It's time to break. I know we got lots of people that want to weigh in. We're going to do that in 2 seconds. This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Kings Court. We're having fun today. We're back after this.
If there's one thing a man learns as he gets older, it's that you don't have to put up with stuff. If something's not quite right, you take care of it. So if you're feeling sluggish, experiencing lower sex drive, and decreased performance, you get Nugenix, a powerful formula with a clinically researched key ingredient to recharge a man's body and increases libido. Get a complimentary bottle now just by calling 1-800-929-9682. Thousands of guys all across the country are now enjoying more drive, an amped-up libido, and improved performance thanks to Nugenix. That's why Nugenix is now the #1 selling men's vitality product at GNC, winning GNC's Innovative Product of the Year in 2013. You don't have to put up with a tired, sluggish body in the gym or the bedroom. Feel like the best man you can be with a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix. Nugenix is available at GNC and Vitamin Shop, but you can only get your complimentary bottle by calling now. 1-800-929-9682. That's 1-800-929-9682.
Hey, our friends at the Ernie Patty Collision Center want you to know always that they're a one-stop shop for all of your automobile repairs. Don't stop in West County for brakes, South County for body damage, North County for paint, and the East Side for engine work. You can get it all done at the Ernie Patty Collision Center, 4823 Potomac, 314-752-0400. Everything from minor paintless dents to major collision repairs. And the mechanical side, from minor to replacement of engines and transmissions. They'll do the simple stuff, tire and wheel balancing, alignments, and they price it just right. A lifetime guarantee on all workmanship and paint at the Ernie Patty Collision Center, where they've gone green. They're environmentally friendly with waterborne paints. Direct repair for most major insurance companies. And if you like getting your car back quickly, like we all do, they'll get it to you fast. You can also watch the progress of your repairs online at ErniePattyCollision.com. Gene Stat and his staff been same place over 25 years now at 4823 Potomac. 314-752-0400.
In the sports world, a good offense starts with a good defense. The professionals at Lakeside Roofing believe in this same motto for your roof. Our full-time service department provides the defense to ensure that you get the most out of your roof system. A regular schedule of roof assessment and maintenance will ensure that your roof will hold up to harsh environment, particularly spring wind and hail, as well as the overall aging process. Included in the inspection is a personalized preventive maintenance program specific to your roof system. This defensive strategy can extend the life of your commercial or residential roof for many years. Choose the winning team of professionals at Lakeside Roofing. We're a family-owned business that has built a solid reputation for excellent service from the initial call to the completed job. Call us today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253. Or visit us on the web at lakesideroofing.com. That's lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
The USO of Missouri brings you the Red, Rock, and Blue Benefit Concert Sunday, November 16th at the Pageant. Tickets on sale now while they last to see Scotty McCreery along with Danielle Bradbury, country's newest superstars and winner of Season 10's American Idol and The Voice's Season 4. Together, VIP, general admission, and balcony seats. Call Ticketmaster or the Pageant box office today. The Red, Rock, and Blue Concert to benefit the USO of Missouri with Scotty McCreery and Danielle Bradbury live at the Pageant Theater Sunday, November 16th. Hot Shots in Arnold and now Webster Groves is the place for all the games all the time. Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves is your place for all your upcoming NFL action and, of course, our Redbirds. NASCAR is in full swing, and now is the time to form your fantasy football leagues, and Hot Shots is the perfect meeting place. Hot Shots has the best food and drink specials to make the games as fun as being there. Looking for a perfect place for lunch? Well, Hot Shots will get you in and back to work fast after a fantastic lunch. Get caught up on your sports while you have a great view of the beautiful servers as well as the games. It's always a party every day at Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves. Hot Shots gives you every reason to hang out and enjoy yourself with golden tea, bags, beer pong, foosball, darts, and all kinds of other games. Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves has the game on 30 large HD TVs and the massive 105-inch screen, so you always have the best view. Hot Shots in Webster Groves at Watson and Laclede Station Road. Hot Shots in Arnold is at 131 Arnold Crossroads Center, close to 55 and Jeffco Roads. Hot Shots in Arnold or Webster Groves, all the games, all the time.
Our good friends at Gateway Buick GMC have a concierge service. Now you think, well, wait a minute, that's an auto dealer. Why would they have a concierge service? That's usually at a hotel, a 5-star hotel. Well, there's a 5-star auto dealership, and they have a concierge service for you. Let's say your car needs servicing, but you can't get away from work, can't get away from your obligations to take it in. You just can't find the time. All you have to do is call Gateway Buick GMC, 314-895-1600, 895-1600. Ask for Victoria. They'll bring a car to you, take your car in. You can drive their car while yours is getting serviced, and then they'll bring yours back to you when it's done. Same thing if you have a GM recall on your car. They'll do the same thing, bring a car out to you. Just call Victoria, 314-895-1600. And then when you're there, tell them you heard about it on our show, and you will get a full oil and lube service. They'll top off all your fluids, tire rotation, multi-point inspection, all for under $40. And if you need new tires, get a price somewhere, and then take it to Gateway Buick GMC, and they'll meet or beat anyone's price on new tires. Now, that's my kind of service deal. Gateway Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, fantasy football fans, football season is heating up. And who doesn't love the excitement of picking your team? It's probably the best part of the season. Well, get this. You can do that any week when you play in 1-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com. This is next level fantasy football. Every week is a whole season at FanDuel. You play for real money, and winners get immediate cash payouts. There's no season-long commitment, so you only play when you want. Plus, you can play in fantasy football leagues for as little as $1. Nothing beats the excitement of living out a whole season of fantasy football in just 1 week. Every week is a chance to win big at FanDuel. And right now, FanDuel is giving you up to $200 free. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200. But hurry, offer ends this Friday. The only way to get up to $200 free is to go to FanDuel.com, click the microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the promo code FOOTBALL72. That's FANDUEL.com, promo code FOOTBALL, the number 72.
If you're looking to get motivated and in shape, check out the Pink Muscle Fest at the St. Charles Convention Center Saturday, October 4th to benefit breast cancer research and awareness. You will see the most fit people in the area compete in many different classes, which will motivate and entertain you all at the same time. The Pink Muscle Show has pre-judging at 10 a.m. and the final start at 6. This is a national physique qualifier, so the level of competitors in each category will be amazing. Tickets available at the door or check out their Facebook page, Pink Muscle Fest. You will see bodybuilding, fitness, figure, physique, bikini classes, along with masters teams, plus wheelchair. The commitment and level of fitness will amaze, motivate, and have you wanting more, all while benefiting breast cancer research and awareness. The Pink Muscle Fest is at the St. Charles Convention Center, Saturday, October 4th. Don't miss it.
More and more people are setting up prearranged funerals. I'm Kim Cutis for Cutis Funeral Home. The advantages of a Cutis prearranged funeral are many. Not only does it take that burden off your family, but it assures every aspect is taken care of. The Cutis prearrangement is done exactly as you want it. The price is frozen, and there are never additional costs or fees. Talk to me personally, Kim Cutis, or any of our professionals. There is never an obligation. Cutis Funeral Homes. Affordability, with dignity since 1910.
Bob Costas. Hello, Bob. How are you today?
Hey, Kevin. How you doing?
We're now joined by Missouri State Representative from Springfield, Sarah Lampe.
Coach Ken Carter. How you doing today, Coach?
Sound like a cool dude, and I just would like to shake your hand.
Gosh, a minute ago, you were ready to kick my ass.
He's Kevin Slayton. Now, all rise for the King's Court on 590 The Man.
And a good Monday afternoon, St. Louis. Kevin Slayton with you on the Pass Blue Ribbon Kings Court. How about Nick Giubiano coming in here and trying to molest me?
No. Oh, now you're a homophobe.
I guess I am.
You are.
If I don't like that, I must be a homophobe.
Oh, my gosh.
Because if you don't agree with the mainstream media, or if you don't share their views, then they'll brand you. We're welcoming everybody into the show. Black, white, gay, lesbian, Indian, Asian. We don't want to miss anybody. Do we miss anybody? German, Irish,
Swedish,
Jewish, Swedish, Swiss.
whatever this.
All of you ever Japanese? I already said Asian.
Clarify.
We want everybody to know we're just all inclusive.
Transgender?
I guess.
Come on. You got to be tolerant.
I guess. I can't be branded intolerant. By the way, have you ever noticed that all these network media people and all these other screaming banshees who are screaming for tolerance are the most intolerant people that God ever created? They are absolutely intolerant people. They want you to be tolerant of a gay football player or of a gay this or a gay that. But if you disagree with them, a simple discussion, you disagree with them.
Oh, how dare you have an intellectual conversation?
You are now not tolerated. They'll try to get you fired. Can't disagree. You can't have a conversation anymore in this country because if you disagree with what the media thinks you should be, and by the way, the media now refers to that in code. I saw it this morning on the Today Show. I've read it in the newspaper locally here over the weekend. You're enlightened if you agree with their point of view. Jeff Fisher is enlightened. So if you don't agree with homosexuality, or if you don't agree with the two men kissing without any warning for children watching, who may or may not be raised that way, if you don't agree with that, then immediately you're not enlightened, and you're on the other part. Here's the other code, quote, the wrong side of history.
Who said this?
This has been being said all weekend long in our local newspaper.
So if you're a brainwashed sheeple, you're enlightened.
If you're a brainwashed sheeple, if that sheeple it agrees with the media, you've got to agree with the media. Otherwise, you are a caveman Neanderthal on the wrong side of history, no matter what the opinion is. If the media, who, by the way, I'm always suspicious of someone who keeps insisting they're happy, that means they're not. If someone keeps insisting that they're certainly not racist and they're certainly not homophobic, that probably means they are. They've got to bend over backwards, fall all over themselves to let you know that they're not racist. They're not homophobic. Doggone it, not us. We're on the right side of history. That's where we are. We're enlightened. You cavemen out there. I had a guy text me and said he was watching the draft with his two kids, just trying to watch some sports. And all of a sudden, Michael Sam's kissing and mushing cake in his boyfriend's face, and he said it was hard for him with his kids to watch that because they're not raised that way. Isn't that their prerogative in this country? No, it's not anymore. And for those of you who don't understand it, I feel sorry for you. There's something wrong with you. No one else, you. You're on the wrong side of history. You're not enlightened if you don't agree with the media. Bernie Miklasz, a friend of mine who I agree with a lot of the things he writes, disagree with some, could not have disagreed more with his column about Michael Sam. Let me tell you something about Michael Sam, right? And these are the facts. I don't mess around with whether he's gay, not gay, straight, whatever. I couldn't care less. What I do care about is this. I care about having it shoved down my throat by the media and people like Michael Sam, who's as big a hypocrite as ever walked the earth. I don't care that he's gay, but he's a gigantic hypocrite. Just last week, I was complimenting him on this show for telling ESPN and the NFL Network, you're not bringing cameras into my place where I'm going to be for the draft. Nobody's going to exploit this. I like that. I thought that was pretty smart of him in the sense that he wasn't trying to exploit it for himself. It wasn't about being the first gay player, in his words. It was about being considered a football player, not a gay player, a football player. That was Michael Sam's contention a week ago. And yet here are the cameras all over him so that he can take advantage of being the first gay player. By the way, if Michael Sam wants to be considered only as a football player and not a gay football player, then what's he doing with endorsements? He's a 7th-round pick. Name me one other 7th-round pick in the history of the NFL that's had endorsements. Name me one. I dare you. You won't find any. So he's taking advantage of being a gay football player, and that's his right, by the way. That's his prerogative. Just don't tell me that you don't want to be considered a gay football player. I think he'll find that most people don't give a rat's ass what he is, but they don't like being lied to. They don't like being sold a bill of goods by him. He's a hypocrite. That's what he is. The only reason he came out was so that people would talk about him as a gay football player. And this business that Bernie writes and this other hokey crap about how, well, these Rams sure saved the NFL some embarrassment because, after all, he should have been drafted higher. Based on what? Based on his 3 sacks against Arkansas State? His 3 sacks against Vanderbilt? 2 of the worst teams on Missouri's schedule? You mean based on that? Or was it based on his 0 sacks against Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Auburn? I know, don't let those damn facts get in the way. Hey, Slayton, what are you looking that stuff up for? You're killing our story. The Rams are courageous, and as Jeff Fisher said, honored. They're honored. The Rams pulled a major publicity stunt, nothing else. No more, no less. This was done for 100% publicity, and that's it. Michael Sam isn't going to compete with Robert Quinn or Chris Long. He's going to compete with the 3rd-string tight end for a spot on special teams. I talked to an NFL coach the other day who said he won't even play special teams. He's not fast enough. It has nothing to do with him being gay. It has everything to do with him not being a good enough football player, which he wanted to be considered. He made it clear, I don't want to be considered a gay football player. Of course, he's the one who announced he was gay. I want to be a football player. Of course, he's the one who had the cameras at his house or his agent's house in San Diego when he was drafted. Just want to be a football player, but he's the one who took advantage of being a gay football player by getting endorsements lined up prior to being drafted, where he was picked 7th. And again, that's his prerogative. Just don't lie to us. Don't be a hypocrite. We know why you announced you were gay, so you could take advantage of it. That's America. That's the way it works in this country. Nothing wrong with it. But being a hypocrite, there's a lot wrong with that. So don't insist on not being considered a gay football player. That's what you wanted to be. You chose that. And don't tell us that you don't want cameras in your spot when you're getting drafted and then have cameras there. That's hypocritical. So you can do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say. But when the obvious evidence says you're full of it, you're full of it. So in my book, Michael Sam is full of it. He's a hypocrite. The Rams are hypocrites. They only did this as a PR stunt. The only area where the Rams are good is defensive end and the pass rush. So they take a guy simply because he's gay as a 7th-round pick. Again, that's their prerogative. Nothing wrong with it. But for Bernie and other people in the media to call this courageous, stop with that. That's the most asinine comment I've ever heard in my life, that a guy is courageous. Unless he stopped his family from being robbed or mugged or in some way endangered, unless he went and fought in a war, unless he pulled a person out of a burning house or a burning car, saved somebody from drowning when he couldn't swim himself. Those are courageous acts. The Rams drafting a guy in the 7th round, courageous? Huh? What? Fisher's honored. He's honored, all right. Bernie says they had the courage to do what's right. Can someone explain to me what courage was involved in that? As soon as they drafted Michael Sam, they were embraced by the media like Bernie. They were just fawned over by the media. What was courageous about that? Here's the war room, as they like to call it, which of course I find repulsive, disrespectful to soldiers. Here's the conversation in the war room. Hey, we draft Michael Sam. The media going to love us. They're going to love us. Coach, he can't play. It don't matter. It's a 7th-round pick, man. We've been throwing them away for years. So we'll take him in the 7th round and watch these media people. They're going to fall all over us. I'll be in demand on every show from coast to coast. Unless you, Bobo, you'll be in demand on these shows too. We'll both be heroes. Now, here's what we say. We say we were honored. We're honored to be a part of the right side of history. We're enlightened. Bernie Mikla's going to call me enlightened. Bob Costas going to call me enlightened. Everybody's going to call me enlightened. I love Bob Costas. Enlightened? What does that make someone who doesn't agree with that lifestyle? I thought this was the United States. I thought the NFL, by the way, was a place of employment where you could say things that come to your mind. That's not the case either, by the way. Ask Don Jones, the Miami Dolphins. He sent out a tweet when the picture or the video of Michael Sam aired live of him kissing his boyfriend, rubbing the cake thing and schmooshing. And he said, oh my God, horrible. He's been fined and suspended. Again, I don't care about the gay aspect of this. I care about the Nazi thought police running rampant in this country, disguised as media people and as NFL executives or NBA executives. We've seen it in spades the last few weeks, haven't we? That in this country, you are no longer free to express yourself, especially if it happens to be in a negative light to a minority of any kind, apparently. This was a black guy on the Dolphins getting busted over saying something about a gay guy.
And explain to me how it's courageous. They want to preach equality and how he's just a football player. So why is it courageous when the Rams draft a gay guy then? What's courageous?
I have no idea what's courageous.
They're creating the separation.
Well, what they're doing is they're pulling off some gigantic publicity stunt, and I give them credit. They outsmarted the media. How hard is that to do? The media fell hook, line, and sinker right into their little web and called it courageous. Let me reiterate to people out there that don't understand courage or courageous, and apparently my friend Bernie does not understand courage. Courage isn't doing something that everybody's going to glorify you for. That doesn't take courage. The media is going to embrace you as being enlightened. Wow. And Bernie's intimation that the NFL apparently is homophobic. My guess is other NFL teams looked at Michael Sam. By the way, NFL coaches would sell their own mother if they found someone else who could play better than she could. So there's not a doubt in my mind that NFL teams would have drafted him in a heartbeat if they thought he could play. But again, Bernie didn't do his homework. He wants to tell us about Michael Sam helping Missouri to the number 5 ranking last year. He doesn't want to point out, as I pointed out, that Michael Sam got 3 sacks against Arkansas State and 3 against Vanderbilt. There's 6, over half of his sacks. The amazing thing is he got 0 in their first 3 games against woeful opponents. Maybe NFL people took a look at that. Maybe NFL people took a look at him against good teams in the SEC. Auburn. How do you get no sacks against Kentucky, by the way? Georgia, 0 sacks. Teams that have, Texas A&M, teams that had good offensive lines. 0 sacks. 0. He had a slow 40-yard dash time. I don't think that's important in a defensive end, but the NFL does. So my guess is he got drafted right about where he should have gotten drafted, if at all. And don't give me this, as Bernie did, this award-winning season in the best college football conference in the land. Pay attention, okay? Those of you who don't cover college football very much apparently didn't notice. The SEC was not one of the best conferences in the country last year. In fact, was nowhere near the best. Nowhere near it. The best team in the SEC was Alabama. They got skunked on a miracle fluke play to lose at Auburn on the last play of the game. They went into the Sugar Bowl and got blown out by an average Oklahoma team. That's how good the SEC was last year. Not good at all, in fact. It has been good, but it wasn't last year. Pay attention again to facts. Don't let those facts get in the way. Fisher says he's honored to be a part of this. Yeah, I'll bet you are. You're honored, all right, to pull off a publicity stunt that was a beauty. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, what are you going to do if he's no good? You going to cut him? Or are you going to keep him? Fisher is an enlightened individual with no hang-ups. So if you disagree with them, you are not enlightened and you have hang-ups. That's according to Bernie's own words. Interesting. Again, it's not about gay. It's in Donald Sterling's case, it's not about black. It's about this media, which is preposterous in jamming everything down your throat that they decide will be the agenda. And if you don't agree in this country anymore, then you are branded as an outcast of some sort. You're either homophobic or you're racist. But they've got a name for you. The media does. The tolerant people, they have a name for you. All those tolerant media people. They're intolerant to your difference of opinion. That's what they are. And Michael Sam, I've already told you what I think of him. I think he's a total hypocrite. An absolute total hypocrite. If he wasn't a hypocrite and wanted to be considered as only a football player, he never would have announced he was gay until after the draft. He never would have made a comment that he didn't want cameras around him when he was picked, and yet then had those cameras there. That's called a hypocrite. That doesn't take courage. Now, can he play? We'll find out. The evidence says no, not at the NFL level. He just doesn't have the size. It's too bad. It would always be good to see a Missouri player do well. Coney Ealy has a much better chance of doing well. By the way, that was a surprise that he didn't go in the first round. Most of these geniuses had him going in the first round. Did anybody get up in arms over him not going in the first round? Was it because he's straight? No, of course not. I think it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. ESPN, by the way, needs to start putting a rating on their programming. Maybe they should have an ESPN-R channel. And poor Don Jones down at Miami. I don't know how many people read that statement issued by the Dolphins. And I'd love to have Don Jones on the show and ask Don Jones a few questions.
He's probably not allowed to speak.
Well, I guarantee he's not. There is no way that guy's talking ever again. I mean, he's been silenced by the Nazi Football League, the NFL. He'll have nothing more to say ever. He'd probably so afraid he won't even talk to his wife. But this poor guy is fined and suspended. Now, here's the statement that was issued in his name. If you believe he said it, I got some land to sell you underwater. Here's supposedly what Don Jones had to say. I sincerely apologize to Mr. Ross, that's the Dolphins owner, my teammates, coaches, staff, and fans for these tweets. I'm committed to represent the values of the Miami Dolphins organization and appreciate the opportunity I have been given to do so going forward. Now, I would love to have Don Jones on today and say, Don, what are the values of the Miami Dolphins organization that you're committed to? You think he'd know? Not in a million years. That's just some PR hack drawing up a statement saying, here, sign. Otherwise, we'll fine you more for speaking your mind. Don't ever do it again. And sensitivity training. He's got to take sensitivity training. What is that, by the way? Does anybody know? Anybody ever been through sensitivity training? Hi. We'd like you to be a little more sensitive, Mr. Jones. Well, I'll try. I'll do my best. What is it you want me to do? We want you to be more sensitive to the plight of other people. Well, do you know what I do for a living? Yes, we do. You play NFL football. Yeah, that's right. I rip people's heads off for a living. I get paid to do that. I get encouraged to do that by the very people that are fining me and suspending me. But I'll tell you what I'll do. For 3 hours, I'll be ripping people's heads off, and after that, I'll be more sensitive. Otherwise, I guess you just want me to say this to a ball carrier that I see come through the line. Oh, I'm going to be sensitive to your plight. I'm not going to bring you down. I'm not going to tackle you hard. Because after all, I've been through sensitivity training. I'm sensitive. I won't tackle that man that hard anymore. Oh, are you okay? I just won't do. Yeah, are you okay, sir? I didn't mean to hit you that hard. I'm very sensitive to how that might have hurt you. Here, let me help you up. I really hope that your family's not mad at me, or your former coaches, or in fact, for that matter, anybody. I hope no one's mad at me. I didn't mean to hit you that hard. I'll try better next time. What a joke this country is. No wonder the rest of the world hates us and thinks we're a bunch of candy asses. Let's go to sensitivity training, everybody. Because Don Jones didn't agree with, in his life, wasn't raised that way, that men kiss. Kill the guy. How dare him think that way? He's unenlightened. He's on the wrong side of history. He's a Neanderthal. I love the unenlightened, or the enlightened bit. The people who agree with us, the media, are enlightened. And they're on the right side of history. I love how they make up what history is and isn't as they go. It's always fun. But just like cattle, you're branded if you disagree with them. Immediately. Take a quick break. This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Kings Court. I know we got some folks that want to get on, so we'll do that when we come back.
Hi, this is Dan Marshall. Clean Office Professionals and Supplies.
Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, it's Tuesday. There's no more depressing day than Tuesday, so why not get a pick-me-up? And that's an ice-cold PBR right in the middle of happy hour, which is where we are. An ice-cold Pabst Blue Ribbon. Now, this is the best-tasting beer. It's the best-tasting beer internationally, and it's the best-priced beer. Wow. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Don't pay attention to the propagandists from the local brewery. Pay attention to this. International beer tasting competitions. Facts again. I love facts. International beer tasting competitions have voted Pabst Blue Ribbon gold medals, silver medals, bronze medals every single time they have a competition. And the blind beer tasting panels are made up of the general public and brewmasters. And they keep voting for Pabst Blue Ribbon. They don't know what they're tasting. They just vote for Pabst Blue Ribbon. How do you like that? So we drank it in college because it cost the least, but now we realize we were drinking the best tasting beer as well. Do what I did. Drop your beer for 2 weeks. Whatever it is you drink, try Pabst Blue Ribbon. With an open mind, and I think you'll find out what I did, that it's the best tasting beer. And I guarantee that I'll save you money. You will definitely save money drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, the best tasting beer. The American original since 1844, the original red, white, and blue. Maybe as original as the flag. But it's the only beer that has an award-winning ribbon as its logo. What does that tell you? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
The deals are heating up at Munganess Motorsports just in time for hunting season. Right now, take advantage of special 3.49% fixed APR financing on all new Honda ATVs. Check out our Honda Off-Road Country showroom as well as our wide selection of accessories and safety gear. Family owned since 1965, Munganess Motorsports, located at 5935 South Lindbergh Boulevard, right behind Munganess St. Louis Honda, about a mile north of I-55. Visit us online at MunganessMotorsports.com. Honda recommends utility ATVs for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course. Special 3.49 fixed APR financing available for well-qualified buyers. Not all buyers may qualify. Bonus bucks good with select new and unregistered models. See dealer for complete program details.
After releasing some of the most sought-after collections of historic and precious coins from around the globe, Govmint.com is now announcing a world first, the exclusive release of pure 1-ounce silver angel coins minted in Great Britain. For centuries, angel coins have become the stuff of legends. With a reputation for bringing their owners miraculous luck, angel coins have been sought after and cherished by soldiers, fighter pilots, sea captains, kings, queens, and emperors. There are even stories of angel coins healing the sick and saving lives from the brink of death. Featuring the Archangel St. Michael slaying a dragon on the face and a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth on the reverse, these dazzling legal tender silver angels are only available at an historic low price. But act fast. This offer is strictly on a first-come, first-served basis. Call 1-800-493-1067. Again, don't miss this special opportunity to own a 2014 1-ounce pure silver angel. Lock in this historic low price by calling now. 1-800-493-1067. 1-800-493-1067.
PT's brings a whole new twist to auto racing. Now, listen up, even if you're not a racing fan, because this might pique your interest a little more. Friday, September 26th through Sunday the 28th, PT's in Sojay has modified their own class of specialty branded race cars for an unforgettable racing experience. Watch who finishes first. It's only the beginning with this racing at PT Sports Cabaret in Sojay. It's a finish line you have never seen before, and who makes the victory lap will be the true special moment. Come out to PT's 5 minutes from the arch for racing like you've never seen before.
In the sports world, a good offense starts with a good defense. The professionals at Lakeside Roofing believe in this same motto for your roof. Our full-time service department provides the defense to ensure that you get the most out of your roof system. A regular schedule of roof assessment and maintenance will ensure that your roof will hold up to harsh environment, particularly spring wind and hail, as well as the overall aging process. Included in the inspection is a personalized preventive maintenance program specific to your roof system. This defensive strategy can extend the life of your commercial or residential roof for many years. Choose the winning team of professionals at Lakeside Roofing. We're a family-owned business that has built a solid reputation for excellent service from the initial call to the completed job. Call us today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or visit us on the web at lakesideroofing.com. That's lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
590 KFNS, Wood River, St. Louis.
Sports Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the King's Court on 590 The Man. This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC King's Court. You are listening to the best of the King's Court. Kevin Slayton has been out of town. He is in Beantown right now. He is getting set to enjoy the captain Derek Jeter's final game at Fenway Park this weekend. We continue the Defend Our Turf Rams special here on the King's Court. Great first hour. More here in the second hour. This is some of the best stuff, as I said, to open the show that you'll hear in sports radio. Let's go now back to Kevin talking about Jeff Fisher.
That's scary stuff. It really is. And if you listen to the comments of Jeff Fisher from the OTAs, that should scare you to death. That should absolutely scare you to death. If you want to see anything resembling exciting football this year, do not watch Rams football. I can tell you that, and it's only June. And the reason I can tell you that is because Fisher said so. So that's a little scary, isn't it? It scares me. I mean, it absolutely scares me when the head coach thinks this team right now is right where he wants it offensively and says the craziest things like, I don't see it as a gamble at all to go with the receivers he has. But then it gets worse. And if he's been quoted accurately, he says his receiving core, Givens and Quick and the like, and Austin, they've obviously shown they can make plays on the field. When? We don't see that as a need position.
That doesn't make sense.
Tavon Austin scared me to death. He says it was a pretty big adjustment for him at first last year. The playbook was different. Wow. That's earth-shattering. You mean the Rams don't use West Virginia's playbook? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now here's Fisher. If you want to know what you got to look forward to this fall, a run game is going to make a receiver better. You create matchups and one-on-ones. The defense has to commit to stopping the run. It's why we have to establish the run game from the beginning of the year. Yikes. He says he'll emphasize to his receivers they need to block in the run game. They understand if we have 12 pass attempts with 9 completions and 35 to 40 rushes and we win 13 to 10, they had a big part in it. That's all you need to know.
I'm not a smart man.
Even Papa Bear Hallis knew better than that when they asked him about Willie Gallimore, the fleet-footed running back that he had, and they said, but can he block? And he said, well, if you're asking that question, you've already made one mistake. He doesn't have the ball. And that's the same thing. Do you think that Bill Walsh was all that interested in John Taylor and Jerry Rice blocking? Terrell Owens, for that matter. You think so? Do you think anybody cares if Wes Welker throws a block? Now, they'll all try to block downfield, especially the bigger ones. That's not why they got him, though. 12 pass attempts, 35 to 40 rushes, win 13 to 10. There's the Jeff Fisher blueprint for football here in 1945. Someday we hope we wake up if we go down to a Rams game and it's actually 2014. But I don't think it's going to happen so long as Fisher's here. How bad is that? 9 pass attempts, 35 to 40 rushes, we win 13 to 10, he says. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to get people from all over to come down. They're going to stop what they're doing on Sundays and come to the stadium to watch the Rams score a whopping 13. He's saying his defense or his offense can't even score 2 touchdowns. Even he doesn't think they can. He's giving them a touchdown and 2 field goals. Wow. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Whoa.
But it's here. It is here. I was watching the World Cup here a little bit earlier, and, of course, Mike Tirico is arrogantly anchoring the World Cup coverage for ESPN. Where's Bob Lee? Bob Lee is the soccer guy for ESPN. He knows more about it than the rest of them do, even though I disagree with him on several things. But Mike Tirico doesn't know anything about it. But he's such a hog for every plum assignment. I can't stand guys that are that big of a hog. Go leave it to somebody else. You already do every other big event ESPN has. And Bob Lee's been doing
After releasing some of the most sought-after collections of historic and precious coins from around the globe, Government.com is now announcing a world first, the exclusive release of pure 1-ounce silver angel coins minted in Great Britain. For centuries, angel coins have become the stuff of legends. With a reputation for bringing their owners miraculous luck, angel coins have been sought after and cherished by soldiers, fighter pilots, sea captains, kings, queens, and emperors. There are even stories of angel coins healing the sick and saving lives from the brink of death. Featuring the Archangel St. Michael slaying a dragon on the face and a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth on the reverse. These dazzling legal tender silver angels are only available at an historic low price, but act fast. This offer is strictly on a first-come, first-served basis. Call 1-800-493-1067. Again, don't miss this special opportunity to own a 2014 1-ounce pure silver angel. Lock in this historic low price by calling now. 1-800-493-1067. 1-800-493-1067.
Friends of Stumpy's House of Barbecue want you to know this about their food. Everything is hickory smoked and slow cooked. Yeah, everything. You can dine in. You can get a carry out. They'll deliver to you. They're in St. Peter's, 620 Jungerman Road, 441-7222. They have barbecue plates for lunch and for dinner, and every one of those barbecue plates comes with garlic bread and your choice of any two of the following: fries, fried corn cobettes, green beans, coleslaw, potato salad, or Stumpy's beans. You can get cheese fries, sweet potato fries. You can also get Mom's applesauce. Applesauce and barbecue. You feel like it's July. They also have great barbecue sandwiches. How about the Stumpy's special sandwich? Tender pulled pork or chicken, smothered in their famous Stumpy's original barbecue sauce, and it's topped off with their special coleslaw on the sandwich. 3 distinctively different sauces, great salads, ice cold beer, phenomenal appetizers, including the famous Stumpy's House of Barbecue smoked chicken wings, Stumpy's skin, Stumpy's nachos, fried pickles, fried green beans. You can buy barbecue at Stumpy's by the pound, ribs by the half slab or full slab, chicken by the half chicken or whole chicken. Stumpy's House of Barbecue, finest barbecue I've ever had in town, in St. Peter's, 620 Jungerman Road, 636-441-7222. Take it home tonight for the entire family.
This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Kings Court on 590 The Man.
And we welcome you back into the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court. We are live at the Tilted Kilted St. Charles, Highway 94, and Country Club Plaza. The beautiful Kaylee is behind the bar. Happy hour is going on. Another happy hour starts tonight at 9 o'clock. 45 flat-screen HD TVs. It's the best place to watch sports in America. And they've got the U.S. Open on now. We had the World Cup on earlier. We'll have the NBA Championship Final Game 4 on tonight. Stanley Cup tomorrow night. All the World Cup action will be right here at the Tilted Kill. They have unbelievable satellites. Any game you want for football, you can find here. The most obscure games. I watched the Army Vanderbilt game up here last year. You can find the most obscure games. If it's on television, the Tilted Kilt can pull it in. 314-446-0590. The Rams have signed all of their draft picks. All 11 of them. They kind of did this last year when they announced it all at once. If Fisher likes to think that somehow he's better than other coaches, and he gets these guys financial information and life information, and yet he brings, from his Tennessee days, nothing but knuckleheads. You've got Pac-Man Jones, Cortland Finnegan, Kenny Britt. I mean, come on. Apparently that idea is not working. How about do this? Try to win some games. 18 seasons as an NFL coach, 6 winning seasons. You don't need to know anymore. And yet $7 million a year. Bill Belichick, 11 out of 14 winning seasons. 10 in a row of 10 or more wins. Here's the difference in their salary. Bill Belichick, $7.5 million a year. Fisher, $7 million a year. That's embarrassing. That should embarrass the Rams. Yikes. That's all I can say to that. Yikes. Whew. So the Rams got all 11 of their draftees signed. Not so sure that's a good thing. I wish a couple of them would have held out. But we're going to knock the snot out of you. We're going to line up. We're going to knock that ball right down your throat. We'll show you people. We got the biggest, baddest linemen you've ever seen. And we're from the South because I'm from Tennessee. I'm Jeff Fisher. Don't you tell me I drafted the wrong guy. 2nd overall. I drafted a guard. Now, no one else in the history of the game has done that, but that's because they don't know what I know. I know how to win with offensive football. It's only happened 6 times in 18 years. But doggone it, I'm on to something. I'm going to play that young man at guard. We had a number 2 overall pick before. He was a tackle. He didn't pan out to anything. I'm going to play this boy guard. I'll show you. 35 to 40 times we're going to run it just like Auburn did. He's an Auburn boy. We're going to run it like they did. We'll throw it a couple of times, maybe 12 a game, maybe 3 a quarter. Those receivers, by golly, they better get on down there and block somebody. I don't care if they can catch a ball. When I throw too many, I want them to block. knock the snot out of somebody down the field so that Zach Stacy, with all that speed, can just keep running for the end zone. And that Trey, whatever his name is, that I drafted from Auburn, we're going to run Auburn's offense. Now, that quarterback, Sam Bradford, he can't run it, but we're going to run it anyhow. We don't care that he wants to run the no-huddle offense, that he won a Heisman Trophy doing it. We don't care. We're going to run Auburn's offense. Look what it did for them. They won a national championship game, and we drafted 2 of their guys. We're running Auburn's team. By God, we're going to win with it, too. You watch and see, because we got Robert Quinn. Man, is he good. I didn't draft his ass, but he's good. I drafted Michael Brockers. And this other guy, this tackle we drafted this year, I don't even know who the hell he is. Somebody said he was good. Receivers, we're going to throw to one of our linemen. Our linemen are so good, we'll toss it out to them. Let them, and wait till you see one of them big boys run the ball when they got it in their hands. That's how creative Brian Schottenheimer is. He's going to design an offense, but we can get Jake Long the ball, for goodness sakes. Austin Pettis, is somebody kidding me? Hell, we've had 2 of our receivers on suspensions for performance-enhancing drugs since I've been here. Austin Pettis, and now that Stedman Bailey fella from West Virginia. I saw what Tavon Austin said. It was a hard adjustment for him coming into the NFL because the playbook was different. Son, we're not running West Virginia's offense. We're running Auburn's. So you got to figure it out. You're 5'0", 120. You got to block. We drafted you to block. If you don't start blocking people, you're not going to play. I'm Jeff Fisher, and I'm telling you how it's going to be. We're going to run it 35, 40 times a game. We're going to toss it around 12 times, and that's it. And if Sam Bradford don't like that, hell, I'll go back and get one of those wishbone quarterbacks like Jack Mildren. How old is he now? I bet he can play. But we're running Auburn's offense here. I drafted 2 Auburn offensive players, and that's who we're running. Shit, throw the ball. Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk. They don't have a place on this team. Yeah, we running that ball. We'll give that ball off to Roger Saffold if we have to. Watch that. You thought Fred was big. Watch old Roger Saffold carry the ball down near the goal line. I'm Jeff Fisher, and we're running that ball 35 to 40 times a game. I'll knock the snot out of you. That's what my team's going to do. I don't have 1 defensive lineman worth of crap, but I got everybody believing I have 6. My secondary's horse manure. Hell, they were last in the league last year, but I got everybody thinking we're good. And I get $7 million a year from Stan Foolish Kroenke. Holy cow, is this the best life? I'm a loser 12 out of 18 years in the NFL, and I'm getting $7 million a year. 6 winning seasons I've had out of 18. And I fooled that Stan Kroenke. You think he's smart? He just married well. That's all he did. I outsmarted him to the tune of $7 million a year. Come on now. Give the man some credit. Give the big dog, Jeff Fisher, with my mullet and my mustache, a little credit. I got a porn mustache, by the way. But I'm not saying I do that. No, sir, I'm not. No, sirree. Well, there you have it, folks. Jeff Fisher on the show today. We gave him the microphone. We said, turn it loose, big dog. Add to the bowl. Our good friends at Taco Bell. I had the steak and egg burritos Saturday morning before we played golf at the wonderful Ann Breyer Golf Club. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. That place is in spectacular shape. But the Breakfast Club is open for business early, as it always is, around 7 a.m. at most Taco Bells. The Cinnabon Delights are the office treat. I'm trying to help everybody keep their job and, in fact, ingratiate yourself with your boss and your coworkers. Take a couple of boxes of Cinnabon Delights from Taco Bell in the morning and take them to work, and they'll all wonder, who blessed us with these wonderful Cinnabon Delights? Waffle taco, AM crunch wrap, sausage flatbread melt, the AM grilled taco. That's all on the Breakfast Club menu. The new quesarito is ready for you right now at any Taco Bell. Go get it. That's the new one. Well, they keep all your old favorites, too. The Doritos Locos Tacos, the classic Taco Bell on the inside, the shell made from real nacho cheese Doritos. You've got the soft and hard shell tacos, the bean burrito, the taco salad, the Cool Ranch Doritos tacos. Taco Bell makes sure that they don't mess with what you love, but they add on. And boy, what a great add-on they give you. The Quesarito now is taking the country by storm. So is the Breakfast Club. And I prefer to support locally owned businesses, so I go to locally owned Taco Bells. In Missouri, they're in Washington, Union, St. Clair, Chesterfield Valley, and another one in Chesterfield and Olive. In Illinois, you can find them in Waterloo, Troy, Carbondale, the home of the Salukis, Salem, Jerseyville, and Columbia, Illinois. Taco Bell, if it's good enough for SEAL Team 6, and it was for one of the SEAL Team 6 members that plunked bin Laden with 5 shots. He said when he came back to the States, he got in his truck at the airport, went to Taco Bell, had 2 bean burritos and 2 soft shell tacos. How about that? It keeps SEAL Team 6 going, so it can keep you going, too. That's Taco Bell.
Each weekend, we crank the engines at America's tailgate party, NASCAR USA. Hi, I'm Rob Tanner. Join me as we fire up the grill with 2 hours of hot country hits and keep you up to date with the latest in NASCAR racing news, straight from our own Steve Post. We'll whet your appetite with tailgating recipe ideas and test your NASCAR knowledge as well. It's country music at the speed of sound each weekend right here.
Catch the party each weekend 3 hours before race time right here on 590 The Man.
This is Dr. Eddie Weller
and Lisa Jenkins,
host of Getting Weller. Join us Saturday at noon on AM 590 as we help you jump life's hurdles. Remember, life is not about being better. It's about getting Weller.
Hot Shots in Arnold and now Webster Groves is the place for all the games all the time. Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves is your place for all your upcoming NFL action and, of course, our Redbirds. NASCAR is in full swing, and now is the time to form your fantasy football leagues, and Hot Shots is the perfect meeting place. Hot Shots has the best food and drink specials to make the games as fun as being there. Looking for a perfect place for lunch? Well, Hot Shots will get you in and back to work fast after a fantastic lunch. Get caught up on your sports while you have a great view of the beautiful servers as well as the games. It's always a party every day at Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves. Hot Shots gives you every reason to hang out and enjoy yourself with golden tea, bags, beer pong, foosball, darts, and all kinds of other games. Hot Shots in Arnold and Webster Groves has the game on 30 large HD TVs and the massive 105-inch screen, so you always have the best view. Hot Shots in Webster Groves at Watson and Laclede Station Road. Hot Shots in Arnold is at 131 Arnold Crossroads Center, close to 55 and Jeffco Roads. Hot Shots in Arnold or Webster Groves, all the games, all the time.
When you are referred to a particular business or organization by a friend, you know that person had a very good experience or the referral would never have happened. And who is the most referred funeral home here in St. Louis? Cutis. I'm Kathy Cutis, and here at Cutis Funeral Homes, we have been doing business with the same families for generations. And when we serve a new family, more often than not, it is because of the information they received from our previous patrons. At Cutis, you will find we are not owned by a large outside conglomerate. We are not governed by the high prices necessary to pay for those out-of-town salaries and offices. Cutis Funeral Homes are locally owned and operated, proudly serving our community for over 100 years, with plans to serve your family in the next generation. Cutis Funeral Home, affordability with dignity since 1910.
Locally owned and operated Cutis Funeral Homes with 3 locations, South City, Afton, and South County.
Fall is the best time of year to golf in the STL. The weather is enjoyable and the courses are ready for you. Hopefully you have figured out those flaws in your game. Making a tee time is as easy as checking out the course of interest, click, pay, and save $10 for using golfaroundstl.com. Go to one of the many courses that subscribe to golfaroundstl.com on their website. Choose your tee time and enter the code 590. That's 590 and get $10 off your game. It's that simple. Golfaroundstl.com tee times must be scheduled within 7 days of the reservation. Use the 590 code and the discount will be applied at the pro shop when you check in for your round. This offer cannot be used with any other promotion and you must have your reservation at the time of check-in. Any question about the service can be directed to golfer at midwestgolfnetwork.com. Golfaroundstl.com saves you time and money. Try it today.
How about this Josina, whatever her name is, from ESPN talking about Michael Sam and how he showers differently from the rest of them. I mean, is it? Oh, do we live in where's Rod Serling? We must live in the Twilight Zone.
What the hell's going on out here?
Thank you, Coach Vince. He always adds perspective to every situation, doesn't he? He's just the best. And then I've got people in this town today in the newspaper, on the radio, talking about how Sean Hill, how people that don't come to practice shouldn't comment.
There's another mental case right there.
What do you mean practice? What did Allen Iverson say? Practice? It's just practice. Who cares about practice? I hear Jeff Fisher talking about how Sean Hill, wow, in the huddle, he reminds guys when they break the huddle what to do.
Be quiet.
Wow. I can't, I'm so excited about that, I can't even see straight. You mean I should get excited about the Rams because Sean Hill reminds guys as they break the huddle, hey, guys, here's what you're supposed to do. Wow. Where do I sign up for season tickets? Sean Hill reminds guys as they break the huddle. Here's what I want to remind guys of. Sean Hill was in Detroit, and he had Calvin Johnson to throw to. And as a starter in 10 games, the Lions went 3-7. Now, need I remind you, there is no Calvin Johnson here? There's not even Bob Johnson or Mark Johnson. There isn't anybody like that. And with Calvin Johnson, the Lions were 3-7 with Sean Hill as the starting quarterback in 2010.
Dude, you suck.
Apparently he does, because he must not have reminded those Lions players when they broke the huddle what they were supposed to do. But Jeff Fisher gives him that as a big attribute.
Should have reminded himself to throw it to Megatron.
Here, I'm supposed to throw to the tight end. Where's Calvin Johnson? I'm throwing to him instead. Why would you throw to anybody else? Just throw 10-yard passes up high, and he'll outleap everybody. This is how simple football is to me. I asked Kurt Warner this one time when he was in his heyday with Arizona and Larry Fitzgerald. Isn't it just as simple as throwing the ball up high to Larry Fitzgerald and letting him go up and get it? And he said, well, it's not quite that simple. I'm thinking, yes, it is. It really is. Anytime there's single coverage, you throw it up high to Larry Fitzgerald or Calvin Johnson, and you get a completion or pass interference. No matter what the play call is. We're going to run XY trap 2 on 5. What? I'm throwing it to Megatron. XY red zone, red right, white right, brown right, draw. Nope, I'm throwing it high to Larry Fitzgerald. That's what I do. But you remember the coaches are geniuses. Coaches are very smart people. That's why they have big paying jobs to tell us what to do.
I'm not a smart man.
You must do what we say. I'm sounding like a cross between Sean Connery and Mike Myers in Austin Powers. Dr. Evil. What? I mean, just throw it to the big guy. Anytime single coverage is available, 10 yards, just stop. I'll throw it high to you. We'll march right down the field. Isn't that hard? Just like for years at NBA games, have you noticed all these photographers and all these irrelevant people sitting 5 feet off the baseline under the basket? How many times you've seen players go crashing into these people? So here we are, 2014, and the NBA says, you know what, we're going to expand the area that must be clear behind the basket. We're going to cut the number of photographers along the baseline to improve player safety. It's 2014. You've been playing NBA basketball for 100 years. Huh? This just occurred to you? Well, looks like we need a little space there. When did you think of that? Yesterday. Yesterday? Not last week, at least? Yesterday, I said. Yesterday. Okay. Isn't it silly? All I know is this. The countdown is on. 48 hours until college football begins. Oh, praise the Lord. Actually, if I were true, down to the minute, just a shade under 50 hours. 5 o'clock kickoff Thursday, Texas A&M at South Carolina, and we are on. The longest offseason in sports is finally over. Football is back with a vengeance, except here. By the way, I hear people in this town on the media today, the law is not lost. Sam Bradford's done for the year. Let me make it as truthful and as honest as I can. All is lost. And that's not negative. That's honest.
See ya.
Let's be truthful. I'm not here to try to sell tickets. All is lost. Well, what about Kurt Warner? Well, first of all, he's retired. Secondly, even if he showed up in his reincarnation of 1999, tell me who on this team is Marshall Faulk or Isaac Bruce or Torrey Holt or Orlando Pace or Adam Timmerman. I'll answer that for you. Nobody. Tell me who's Dick Vermeil. Nobody. But Jeff Fisher says that Sean Hill, he's just a normal guy. He's a pretty regular guy, but in the huddle, he has presents. Christmas presents? What kind of presents are you talking about? That's what I hear when he breaks the huddle. Just be realistic. Don't sell us a bunch of malarkey. Of course, the media's going to glom on. Oh, season's not over. We're cheerleaders for the team.
Holy crap.
Doggone it. How dare you think the season's over? It ain't over till it's over. It's over.
Someone need a hug.
There will be no playoff berth for the Rams. There wouldn't have been with Sam Bradford, but there won't be one with Sean Hill. Well, how can you say that? Because I'm not stupid.
I don't understand the words you just said.
Well, stupid people don't. As Forrest Gump once said, stupid is as stupid does. I like quoting the great Gump. He was the most common sense figure of our time. He should have been elected to office, even though he was fictitious. Although there
and I touched it with my heart.
Well, Mark McGuire did touch Roger Maris's bat with his heart, so I guess we must stand and salute him. There are not very many people as sincere as Mark McGuire. I mean, the sincerity's dripping with that statement, isn't it? Doesn't it touch your heart? When he robbed the Maris family of their father's last memory by stealing their dad's record and cheating to do it?
So I got that going.
That just drips with sincerity. And then doesn't it touch you when the Cardinals hire him back as a batting coach after he makes a jackass out of himself in front of Congress? Didn't that just get to you? I mean, it was Field of Dreams-esque, wasn't it? Was to me. Oh, Mark.
It touches my heart when Sean Hill goes under center.
Most of the media in this town wants you to believe that. As soon as Sean Hill gets in the huddle, it touches my heart because Jeff Fisher says he has presence. And when he breaks the huddle, he reminds everybody what to do. That's a veteran thing, he said. So I guess the rookie quarterbacks, like Andrew Luck, who leads his team right into the playoffs as a rookie, he forgot to remind those guys as they broke the huddle what they're supposed to do. I guess in the Colts case, though, most of the players knew what the hell to do.
Did you have a question?
That's Sean Hill as the players break the huddle.
Did you have a question?
And then he reminds them, here's what you're supposed to do.
I don't understand the words you just said.
Did you have a question?
It's the old Bill Cosby comedy routine where he says, he's talking about the Sandlot football, and he's in the huddle, and he says, you run down to 54th Street, cut to your right, have the bus door open, and I'll fake it to you. That's the Rams huddle. But when they break the huddle, here's Sean Hill.
Dude, you suck.
Did you have a question?
I think you're going to hear that more than you're going to hear any reminders of what to do. And then that. That's after Dude You Suck. Oh, I don't know, but the media here thinks Sean Hill could be the answer. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Sean Hill.
I'm sorry, who'd you say you were?
I don't know. Sean Hill could be the answer.
I'm sorry, who'd you say you were?
Calvin Johnson. And he wasn't the answer when he had Calvin Johnson. Unless you dig 3-7. If you dig a 3-7 record for the Lions with Sean Hill as their quarterback with Calvin Johnson in the lineup, then you're going to dig what you're about to see here. Although 3-7 might be a stretch. Here's the Rams deal. The first 3 games. If you're not 3-0, you won't win 7 games.
What happened? I blacked out.
They're going to black out for about an 8-game moon blocking out the sun experience. It's going to be ugly for those 8 games after the bye week. 8 games in which they won't be favored. Greg, welcome to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court. How are you?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Doing great.
Hey, I can hear it now. With the first round of the 2015 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams picked child actor Gary Coleman from Different Strokes. Although he's only 4 foot tall and deceased, he's motivated and determined to make the team. Thanks.
And he'll remind the players as they break the huddle. He'll remind them.
Did you have a question?
4'5" and deceased.
Did you have a question?
He's got a big heart, though. Sean Hill has a big heart. He's a veteran, after all.
It is out of sheer morbid curiosity I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I'll tell you what, maybe when Sean Hill doesn't throw an interception, it'll touch your heart. An incomplete pass may touch your heart.
I'm sorry, who'd you say you were?
Sean Hill.
The deals are heating up at Munganess Motorsports just in time for hunting season. Right now, take advantage of special 3.49% fixed APR financing on all new Honda ATVs. Check out our Honda Off-Road Country showroom as well as our wide selection of accessories and safety gear. Family owned since 1965, Munganess Motorsports, located at 5935 South Lindbergh Boulevard, right behind Munganess St. Louis Honda, about a mile north of I-55. Visit us online at MunganessMotorsports.com. Honda recommends utility ATVs for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course. Special 3.49 fixed APR financing available for well-qualified buyers. Not all buyers may qualify. Bonus bucks good with select new and unregistered models. See dealer for complete program details. PT's brings a whole new twist to auto racing. Now, listen up, even if you're not a racing fan, because this might pique your interest a little more. Friday, September 26th through Sunday the 28th, PT's in Sojay has modified their own class of specialty branded race cars for an unforgettable racing experience. Watch who finishes first. It's only the beginning with this racing at PT Sports Cabaret in Sojay. It's a finish line you have never seen before, and who makes the victory lap will be the true special moment. Come out to PT's 5 minutes from the arch for racing like you've never seen before.
Our good friends at Window World, we got a little warm weather coming on here. It's a little crazy, but the rainy season's coming too. And then winter. And you don't want your warm air going out of your house through your windows because, first of all, it's going to raise your utilities. But secondly, it's going to just make your house very cold. So call Window World, 314-993-1800. The original $189 window, guys. You can't get windows for better than that. 314-993-1800. And Window World leads the country. 5 years in a row, over 1 million windows sold. Ranked number 1 again by J.D. Power and Associates, second year running. An A-plus from the Better Business Bureau and Angie's List. And, by the way, that adds onto the resume. They've improved the look and the thermal efficiency of better than 40,000 homes in our area. Any size white vinyl double-hung windows, just $189. Now they give you a lifetime warranty, too. That covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. They use double-strength glass. That's how they're able to do that. Double-strength glass. Not many people do. And Window World and Window World alone will offer you 12 months free financing with approved credit, same as cash. 314-993-1800. Don't wait any longer. Go to the leaders in the window industry. They're simply the best for less. Window World, 314-993-1800.
This is Andrew Grass of the Average Joe Sports Show on 590 The Man. If you're tired of waking up Sunday morning and listening to some old fart spouting when I was a kid stories, then listen to the Average Joe Sports Show on Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. on 590 The Man and 590theman.com. Sports talk for the average Joe by the average Joe.
You know, we have microphones everywhere, like I've always told you, and a lot of things going on at Rams Park, so we thought we better drop some microphones in there. We have a great group of former Watergate burglars who get into anywhere and leave microphones. And sure enough, today, with Jeff Fisher's commentary about Sean Hill and how great he is, and how great he is in the huddle, and he has a presence, and he tells people what to do and reminds them as they leave the huddle, we thought, well, that's a ringing endorsement of Sean Hill and how other media people in town telling everybody how great he is at practice. Of course, no one ever won a Super Bowl at practice, but he's great at practice. And you'd think that everybody in this area loves Sean Hill, but unfortunately, the truth comes out. And we had this microphone in the Rams coaches meeting, and one of the assistant coaches spoke up about Sean Hill, talking about when Jeff Fisher's, the Kingfish, is talking about how much he loves Sean Hill. Here's what we picked up.
Kingfish, you don't love nobody.
Wow. There seems to be a difference of opinion in that coaching office. Kingfish, you don't love nobody.
Kingfish, you don't love nobody.
Well, the Kingfish is telling everybody that'll listen that Sean Hill's the man. Now, the Rams back in April drafted Michael Sam, and I said at the time it was a publicity stunt, which of course it is. And we'll see in the final cutdown this weekend where Michael Sam stands, but I predict the Rams will keep him. And I think the key to him staying with the Rams is going to be his smarts in terms of where and when he showers. And Josina, somebody or other from ESPN, confirmed and validated my theory on this today, live from Rams Park on national television.
Well, Jay, defensive tackle Kendall Langford said that Michael Sam is simply just one of the guys, and he seems to be taking a rookie approach in terms of just listening and learning at his own pace. He said that you can tell he's just trying to feel his way through and perhaps see what guys he can relate to. But another Rams defensive player told me that, quote, Sam is respecting our space, and that from his perspective, he seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower as not to make his teammates feel uncomfortable, while Langford and linebacker Alec Ogletree told me that they didn't know that specifically and also weren't tracking that. Now, while Langford told me, listen, I have not been in the shower at the same time as Michael Sam, he said that there definitely could be a million reasons as to why that is. He said he could be doing extra work on the practice field. He could be riding his bike. He could be doing extra cardio. But overall, Langford said he seems to be adjusting to the life in the NFL and the speed of the game, adding this quote, if he doesn't make our team, I'm pretty sure somebody will definitely pick him up on another team. He has shown some flashes. And quick note, the Rams are not making Michael Sam available today as previously planned. And the St. Louis Rams, as all other teams in the NFL, have to get their rosters down to 75 players today.
It's so tough to make the Rams.
All right, that's the deadline.
Well, okay, we're done with her. Michael Sam's not available for interviews because he's showering.
Sam is respecting our space, and that from his perspective, he seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower as not to make his teammates feel uncomfortable. As not to make his teammates feel uncomfortable to kind of take a shower.
Folks, I don't make this stuff up. I couldn't make it up. I'm not creative enough to make that up. If I would have thought and sat around with some friends, and I'm going to say this today, that Michael Sam's kind of waiting to take a shower, people say, oh, don't say that. That's just stupid.
He seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
But that's what Josina reported on ESPN. What's her last name? Do we know? Anderson or something like that. That's her firsthand report from Rams Park.
He seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
A boy. Kind of waiting, though. So in other words, he's got the towel around him. He's starting to walk in. He's like in the pool. He's putting one foot in and then jumping back out.
He seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
To kind of take one. How do you kind of take a shower? Do you just wash your back? You just wash your hair? He's just kind of waiting to kind of take a shower.
That Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
That's what he's doing. Now, he'll take a full shower, I guess, later when everybody's gone. So he's just waiting to kind of take a shower. And that's that crack reporting from ESPN that you get every day. Waiting to kind of take a shower.
That Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
But other players couldn't confirm it because they're not tracking it, she said. They're not tracking it. I can't even believe I hear this stuff.
But another Rams defensive player told me that, quote, Sam is respecting our space, and that from his perspective, he seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower as not to make his teammates feel uncomfortable, while Langford and linebacker Alec Ogletree told me that they didn't know that specifically and also weren't tracking that.
There it is. There's your headline news. Ogletree and Langford are not tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule. They're not tracking it. There you have it.
He seems to think that Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
It's right here, folks. And we bring this to you because we're interested in getting the nuts and bolts, and we always want to be accurate. And we know that ESPN doesn't report anything that's not accurate. So there you have it. At least a couple of players are not tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule. That is headline news on ESPN. And Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
There it is. I didn't make it up.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
If Alec Ogletree and Kendall Langford are not tracking it, maybe NORAD is tracking it. Because
Who is tracking it?
NORAD.
Somebody needs to track it.
NORAD tracks everything.
Okay.
So they track incoming missiles. They track Santa Claus on Christmas Eve and his trails. And so why wouldn't they be tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule? Because I understand that Langford and Ogletree can't possibly track Michael Sam's shower schedule. There's so much to learn in meeting rooms. I mean, the meetings are just,
I love how at the end she's like, or the player's like, well, if he doesn't make the Rams, he'll make it somewhere else. As if the Rams are some top-notch talent organization.
Can't quite fit into this roster, but doggone it, down there in Tennessee he can play.
Well, it's tough to make the Rams. Yeah, we got a lot of good talent, a lot of success.
Yeah, we've had so much success in the past few years. It's amazing that Michael Sam has lasted this long.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
That's the best thing to do. You know, when I go home, I wait to kind of take a shower too. I wash my hands first, and that's a kind of shower. And then, okay, maybe I'll just, all right, my elbow's a little dirty. I fell down today. Let me scrub that. My feet, I'll wash my feet. And then, okay, time to take the full shower.
I think that he's actually avoiding the locker room because he doesn't want to get cut. So he's kind of waiting to take a shower.
He's kind of waiting to take a shower. I again, let me reiterate, I don't make this stuff up. It just comes to me. It falls into my lap like Christmas presents, kind of like the presents that Sean Hill has in the huddle.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
That's live from Rams Park. Josina Robin Roberts, ESPN. Live.
I think I'm going to do some field reporting for the Kings Court, and I'm going to start tracking Michael Sam showers since nobody seems to be doing it.
Apparently nobody else is. And Josina's at a loss because two players are not tracking it.
Well, and she can't go in the men's locker room.
Right. And she's trying to figure out who is tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule. Ogletree and Langford are not. She has narrowed that down.
We know who's not tracking it.
So two of the guys who are going to make the 53-man roster are not tracking his shower schedule. We have that for sure.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
Man, what a guy. He's just one of the guys. He's waiting to kind of take a shower. I mean, wasn't this the entire homophobic pitch that if you're worried about being with Michael Sam in the shower, you're a homophobe? And here she is. He's kind of waiting to take kind of a shower, and the other players aren't tracking it.
Is he a heterophobe? I think Michael Sam's a heterophobe.
Yeah, maybe it's Michael Sam's problem. If he's waiting to kind of take a shower.
He can't even kind of take a shower and with the other men.
He's so uncomfortable, he can't even kind of take a shower, and he's worried the Ram player is going to be uncomfortable if he does.
I find it amazing how he's comfortable rubbing cake all over his face and making out with his boyfriend on national television, but he has to wait to kind of take a shower?
To kind of take a shower. Remember, he's respecting the other players, according to her, and that Ogletree and Langford are not. In case you were driving thinking, you know what, I'll bet Ogletree and Langford are tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule. Now you know better.
Michael Sam is waiting to kind of take a shower.
There it is. And she said Ogletree and Langford are not tracking it. So that eliminates 2, because the question of the day in this town is who is tracking Michael Sam's shower schedule. We now know we can eliminate 2. This is like the Great Race, or the what is that TV show? The stupid race show, the Amazing Race. This is the amazing shower schedule. Who's tracking it? Well, Alec Ogletree and Kendall Langford are not. We'll continue to try to get to the bottom of it and find out who is, though, because based on that report, someone has to be tracking his shower schedule. You wouldn't report who's not tracking it if you weren't trying to investigate who is tracking it, would you? All right, we better take a break and get caught up. We'll do that. We'll be right back.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents.
Hi, Mr. Tullis.
Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-935-8767 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-935-8767. 1-800-935-8767. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
NASCAR is brought to you each week on 5 Night of the Man by the Kansas City Speedway. Catch all your racing action and go to kansascityspeedway.com for exciting events coming up right here in the area. NASCAR happens here every Sunday, sponsored by the Kansas City Speedway on 5 Night of the Man.
Monday Night Football comes to St. Louis October 13th as our Rams take on the 49ers. The Miller Coors Tailgate Party will kick off in the North Lot of the Dome at 4:30 and rock on until game time at 7:30. Cheap beer products, great food, and awesome music. Proceeds from the sales going to help our troops through the USO of Missouri. Come join the fun and get primed for the game. Presented by Miller Coors, the USO of Missouri, AM 590 and 1380, as well as MLM Law Firm, Paul Cerami Kia Ford, and Max Muscle Supplement Store of Brentwood.
590 KFNS, Wood River, St. Louis. Sports Talk Radio.
When business owners compare DSL to Charter Business Internet, the difference is instantly clear.
Charter Business is much faster.
And for about the same price.
Not even close.
And if I said you could get 100 meg internet for only $55 a month with no contracts?
I'd say goodbye, slow DSL.
And are you under contract right now with the phone company?
I am.
Charter Business will actually pay to buy you out of that contract.
Wow, nobody does that.
Call 866-974-5050 for internet over 15 times faster than U-verse internet for only $55 a month when bundled with phone. And yes, we'll even buy out your old contract.
We could be so much more responsive. Absolutely.
Support more employees with more devices.
With us, your company also gets business phone with over 30 productivity enhancing features.
As soon as I get back to the office, we're switching to Charter Business.
Let us buy out your phone company contract and then give you 100 meg internet for just $55 a month with no contracts. Call 866-974-5050 and switch to Charter Business today. Speed comparison versus 6 meg U-verse internet. Restrictions apply. Visit charterbusiness.com/contract buyout for details.
Welcome back to 590 The Man. This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court. This is the best of the Kings Court as Kevin is out of town. He is in Beantown enjoying, or will be enjoying, the captain, Derek Jeter's final game at Fenway Park. He can only hope there's as much magic that was in Yankee Stadium last night with Derek Jeter's final game there. Today has been the Rams Defend Our Turf special. And, boy, the Lambs have been looking bad on this show so far today. Good stuff from Kevin. Really entertaining, having me in stitches sometimes laughing. We've got more for you. Believe it or not, we've got more on the Rams Defend Our Turf special. Is everyone else out there fired up for another big Rams defeat this weekend? Well, we certainly got you fired up today for it with the Rams Defend Our Turf special, Best of the Kings Court with Jeff Fisher. So we've got more for you in the third hour. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Best of the Kings Court all week. We hope that everyone has a safe and fun weekend, and we will be back for you on Monday. Now, more from the Defend Our Turf special from the King's Court.
Oh, we welcome you back. Is that music just chopping up in my earpiece?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Who. Who are you?
Yeah, I know, but it's just choppy.
Yeah, it's a little choppy.
Okay. Kevin Slayton with you in the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court here on 590 The Man and streaming live at talkstl.com. Our good friends at Marshall Wireless have a deal to end all deals. Remember, when I tell you about something, there are no gimmicks, there are no tricks. Nobody's trying to go around end on you. This is the pre-ordered iPhones. You get the exclusive iPhone for life from the Marshall Wireless Sprint stores. That's $70 a month. $70 a month for life, unlimited data, and it includes the cost of your phone. Huh? You don't want that AT&T and Verizon model because that eats data like crazy. You better not have that or you're going to be paying you know what. At Marshall Wireless, by the way, they'll pay your cancellation fee up to $350 in order to get you into their iPhone for life plan. $70 a month for life, unlimited everything, and it includes the cost of your new phone. What would stop you from getting to one of the 16 Marshall Wireless Sprint stores in our town? Get after it, folks. Go crazy, folks.
Bobby.
All right, Bobby's up. Hello, Bobby. How are you?
Kevin, it's Bobby and Joanne from Waterloo. How are you?
Doing great. How you doing?
We're doing okay. We always like talking to you, and Joanne always listens on the other side. So, hey, the reason I was calling was I thought you'd love this one. You probably about threw your shoe through the TV when the announcers said that the Rams were making wholesale defensive line changes for almost the whole second half. I'm like, I can see once in a while putting a guy in to get a breather, but I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, the Rams in the first half had the ball so much. Why would their defensive line be tired? They weren't even on the field. If anybody, Dallas's defense would be tired.
I know. I just didn't understand that one.
I mean, time of possession was ridiculous.
You had a great show.
I appreciate that, Bobby.
And our prayers are with you. And our prayers are with you and your family always. And I know yours is always with me and Joe. But the other thing, Kevin, I wanted to tell you real fast was, what's going on with PBR, my friend?
What do you mean, what's going on?
Oasis, there's a Russian company that's going to buy Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It doesn't look like it. Don't believe everything you read in the media.
I didn't think you'd like that, but I just wanted to see what you
Oh,
say.
heck, I don't care.
Thank you so much, Kev.
All right, thank you, Bobby. I don't care who owns PBR. I don't. I wish I did. But if I don't care who owns it. Shoot, who cares? It's free enterprise. In this country, you can sell whatever you have to anybody who pays you the price. And that's the way it ought to be. I applaud it. I love it. I wouldn't love it if I were a Michigan fan watching Brady Hoke coach that team. Would you? Lost at home to Utah.
Holy crap.
They didn't even score a touchdown. They got a defensive touchdown.
If the Rams don't draft Funchess, they're blind.
Funchess? Oh, from Michigan?
The big receiver.
Well, here's who they let go last year. Remember before the draft?
They'd probably draft Gary Coleman before they draft Funchess.
We were saying last year, let's draft Bud Sasser. Last year we were saying, here it is, Mike Evans, Sammy Watkins, Kelvin Benjamin. 3 very big receivers, 3 very good receivers. All 3 went in the first round. The Rams had 2 first-round picks. All 3 went in the first round. The Rams could have had their pick of any one of the 3. They chose none of them. All 3 are starting. All 3 are making an impact on their team. Evans in Tampa, not as much of an impact as Benjamin in Carolina, and, of course, Sammy Watkins in Buffalo.